Hi everyone, welcome to tonight's meditation on Journey Within. My name is Rachita. Some of you may have known me from previous meditations as well. I have done a couple of them face-to-face. There was a sound meditation we did a while back, and then there was a bit of a series we had with stories on different gurus as well. So tonight's one is about, do you plan too much? So I don't think it's a bit of a rhetorical question. I think we're all planners as human beings, whether we're planning what to do tonight or today, what's for lunch, what's for dinner, or what we want to do the next day or in future. We are trained as human beings to always be future oriented. When you go for a job, people ask you, what's your goal for 5 years? What's your goal for 10 years? We're always thinking about what if, what's next. And as a result of that, we get anxious, we get panicky, we create a lot of fictitious scenarios in our mind and cause a lot of stress on us. So today's session was to focus on that topic a bit. And as you guys may all know, that in Sahaja Yoga, we say that if you are thinking about too much of the future, it is your right channel that is starting to get used up. If you go into the left, that's your past. So you start dwelling on the past, you might get depressed or emotional. And we say the aim is to come into the center. Even if it is for a second or a minute, if you achieve that state of no thoughts, that's still a sign of growth. And Mataji, the founder as well, has also said in her talks that, she doesn't want you meditating for hours or go to the Himalayas. In your home, just achieve it for a second and build on that, make it longer, and you will notice major differences in your life and your personality. As you, progress in life, you grow older, you'll become a more peaceful personality. So today's meditation, we did ask if everyone can get an ice pack. So an ice pack is a really good way to cool down your thinking and planning without too much effort. It's just something you place on your liver or just around that liver area. That's where your second and third energy centers are. You can tuck it in your jeans or pants, or you can just let it sit there and use your arm to just hold it there. And you only have to do this for about 5 minutes. 10 minutes max if you feel you really need the coolness, but don't go beyond because you'll overcool yourself and then you don't want to go into the left. So hopefully everyone's got one ready. If you need to go grab one, please do. You can use an ice pack. These are like these lunch ice packs we get here in Australia. You can get a little bottle of water, put water in it, freeze it. That's the best method actually, because when you put that on your liver, that water will absorb your heat and negativity. You discard that water like you do with the foot soak, you refill it and put it back. And that way you always have some fresh water to help you with that. And the beauty of this technique is you can do it in the office, you're studying, wherever you are, and you just have a freezer, you can do this. And you can tell families and friends, anyone who suffers from migraines, headaches, tell them to do this simple technique and they will feel wondrous as well. So put it on. And what you can do as well is just sitting there, let's raise our kundalini and put on a bandhan like we do with every meditation. And we do 7 times. And keep your hands open on your lap. Keep that ice pack tucked nicely along your liver area so it's below your rib cage, and close your eyes. And just feel the coolness from that ice pack if you've got one. You can even use the ice pack before you go to bed. If you can't do a foot soak, you can keep the ice pack while you're lying down and sleeping, and make sure after 5-10 minutes, just put it aside or put it in a bowl to throw it away the next day. Don't sleep with it because you will cool yourself down. You can also use the ice pack on your forehead. So I'll just visually demonstrate that if you'd like to see it. You can put it on your 7th chakra as well, your Sahasrara, to cool that down. And also you can put it on the left side of your head to cool down your ego. So if you're ever feeling you're getting really blown up and a lot of heat in your mind or in your brain, you can use that ice pack and hold it there. So whatever you like, use that ice pack where necessary. So just drop your shoulders, sit nice and calm. Take a few deep breaths if you need to. Let's just thank the universe or the Mother Kundalini for this opportunity to meditate together. Thank you for bringing us in a collective environment. So despite the lockdown and the coronavirus going on, we're all still trying to lead a normal life as possible. So it's very normal to get stressed or anxious, especially if you read the news or just the overall panic around. It's okay. You know what we'll do? We're going to put our right hand on our heart and just say in our heart that I am okay. The divine is looking after me. I am all right. My Mother Kundalini is looking after me. I have no stress and no fear because I'm being looked after. It's okay, it's all right, everything will be all right. And repeat that as many times as you like. All my questions, all my worries and doubts and fears will all resolve. I surrender to the divine power. Just by saying these affirmations of surrendering your problems and plans, you'll immediately feel a sense of calm and your thinking and planning reduces. When you start planning, your mind activates, your heart starts to beat faster. It can be out of excitement, can be out of nervousness, fear, or combination. So by putting your hand on your heart and reassuring yourself that it's okay, everything will work out. If something doesn't work out, it's not the end of the world. Everything has a reason and its timing, so I don't need to be worried. And you'll immediately feel that effect because you humble down. Inside of you, you humble down and you just accept that, some things are not in our control. So now what we're going to do is take your right hand to the bottommost chakra, so the first chakra, which is located along the middle of your hip, or sort of that reproductive organ area in every human being. And I just want you to circle around it, so you're not touching your clothes. You're about an inch away in a circular clockwise direction. Just circle around it. You're helping activate this chakra. Now this chakra is your base chakra or your root chakra. As you may know, its qualities are wisdom, innocence, spontaneity, and purity. So if this chakra gets imbalanced, your whole subtle system also gets out of balance. So all I want you to ask here during these difficult times or challenging times, then Mother, please give me wisdom. Please give wisdom to the whole of humanity. You just ask this about 4 times. Then you can just flick your hand away. That's a way of just throwing away any negativity or imbalances within it. Then move to your second chakra, so just below your navel or belly button. And this is your chakra of creativity, but also it fuels all the thinking and gives energy to the brain. And your right channel starts from this chakra. Your left channel starts from the first one. You can just simply ask here that, Mother, please give me balance. Please give me balanced thoughts and creativity. Put your right hand back on your lap, take your left hand, and now if you wish you can remove your ice pack, place it on the floor or away from you, and just put your hand where that ice pack was, so just below your rib cage. Just ask here that, Mother, please take care of all of my future thoughts and planning. You look after all my dreams and desires and ambitions. You look after it all. Now hand on the right heart, And as we may know, this one's to do with our sense of responsibility. So if we ever feel over-responsible, that, oh, I'm so responsible for the whole human race, my family, my friends, I must look after them all, you can burn out this chakra and then feel impacts in your heart because you're trying to cope with that excess responsibility that the mind thinks it has. You can just ask here then, Mother, you take care of all my responsibilities. I do nothing. So the liver and this right heart are really good places to work on if you are ever feeling a bit edgy or anxious. You surrender your responsibility, surrender your planning, your thinking, and just see how miraculously you feel lighter, you feel more detached and happier, and things just work out on their own accord and you accept it. Let's put the hand on the right neck. The left neck, the left side is to do with our guilt, or even people who are very quiet, very subservient, they don't speak much. Even they can have the left imbalance in the throat chakra. And if you're someone who's the opposite, very aggressive, over-talking, people-pleasing, you go into the right. So you just ask here, then, Mother, please make me a balanced person in my speech. Please make me a balanced person in my speech. Let me not go overboard and stay in balance when I'm speaking or helping others. And now our final affirmation, let's do this little exercise whereby you raise your kundalini up with your right hand. You take both of your hands, you cross it over your head, bring it back down and drop it to your knees. And you do this about 7 times. And while doing this, you ask then, Mother, please take away my ego and any thinking. So what you're doing is you're reducing or you're bringing down the ego and the superego, which is located on the sides of the head. Mother, please take away any ego that I'm carrying. And then whenever you're ready, you can sit with your hands back on your lap. And let's just meditate a couple of minutes with some music before we listen to Shimataji's talk. Just remember while you're meditating, keep your attention on the top of your head. So try not to go back to your mind and the thinking. Keep it on the top and you'll go back into the silence. And challenge yourself if you can be there for about 1 or 2 minutes.
And how our connections get loose and how we can correct it, we should try to understand that. First of all, we must realize that you are not to think about it. If you start thinking too much about it, then you have seen that you do something funny, which you should not have done. Do not plan out too much about it also. Because in this country, if people start planning out, they'll get all the planning done. For example, they have to go for a walk. Then they must have proper shoes, they must have proper sticks, they must have this, they must have that, and they must have gloves, and they must have everything, and they never go out. They are so exhausted with the planning itself. In the same way, it happens with Sahaja Yoga. Come, aane do unko sab. Get in. Move forward. It very much happens the same way with Sahaja Yoga. I have seen that, though I have told you not to plan it out, not to think about it, still you go on doing it. And that is how you get into problems. That by thinking you cannot correct yourself. What you can do is to know that you can put bandhans or you can give yourself a balance with your hands. You have to move your hands and not your brain. Alright? Our brains are moving and hands and feet never move. And out of proportion our brains are moving. But our hands and feet do not move This is the society which H.G. Wells had described. I can see it very clearly, that you have more brains than your deftness and your understanding. Your fingers are not so sensitive, and the brain leads you to artificiality. So you are not to use your thinking for correcting your chakras. Now should I write it down in golden words? That you cannot think about it and sort it out. Now you put attention to the photograph without thinking and see for yourself what chakras are catching. One should not immediately jump into conclusion, oh yes, I am catching for this, I am catching for that, I am catching for another person, and all this nonsense is not needed. You need not take it to a rationality to judge it, why you are catching. That's not important for us. It is catching. All right, so do not go on a trip of thinking. Then for heart also. Do not think about it, but give it, or you put your hand towards it. Direct the vibrations, but don't think at that time. This is the important thing. If you are thinking and directing, this cannot be directed because your attention is engulfed in the thinking process. Do you understand that point? You try to see at least my face without thinking, which my face itself makes you thoughtless. If you watch my face, it makes you thoughtless. So you watch my face without thinking. On the photograph, you can watch my face without thinking. And it will work out. Try to make yourself thoughtless. That's the first stage you have not achieved. And you jump onto that. So just don't think about it. Develop serenity within you. And no superiority complex is needed. You have got realization. Others will also get it. Maybe others may be better than you are today. You will see that dignity and serenity coming into you once you realize that you are the spirit. Realization never means that from your brain. With my brain, if I realize that I am the Queen of England, I cannot become. I have to realize within me, means it should actualize within me that I am the Queen. It's an actualization. It's not just thinking. Just believing into something. It is the nature, the very nature it should be. Because actually, you are the spirit. Your nature is the spirit. You are nothing but the spirit. The time has come for all the manifestation of the spirit. And all these superficial and silly, stupid things that you are doing through your brain, drop it out. Once you think you have no power over yourself, there's a barrier between the spirit and you. Because you are thinking through your ego. You must have noticed many a times when I tell you that this you should not have done. So you said, I know. You see, this is something I can't understand. When you know that this should not have been done, then why are you doing it? Now, which is that I which knows? Is your spirit. Or which is that is doing it against it is your ego. So identification should be with spirit, and spirit does not think. It manifests. So you cannot sort it out through your thinking. It's all fault and faulty life. Anything you do with thinking, it will be all faulty. For meditating, you should say that, Mother, make me the spirit. I am the spirit. Mother, I am the spirit. You start seeing through the eyes of the spirit everything. Then you do not feel bad. You laugh at yourself, make fun of yourself, and then you enjoy yourself. You live with yourself. You play with yourself. You joke with yourself. And the whole thing becomes a joke.
So everyone, I hope you all enjoyed today's session and felt some relief as well. And you've learned some tools and techniques to help you if you ever find you're in a stage in a day or life that you're thinking a lot, you feel like a mad little chicken, just fluttering around, thinking, getting worried, agitated, don't know what to do. So quickly whip up that ice pack. Keep these ice packs handy. Whip one on whenever you feel very frazzled. Do a foot soak. Drink water. Keep yourself always hydrated. And just pray in your heart that, Mother, take care of this fear or this anxiety. Sometimes we don't know the cause of it. It can be piles of things that build up during the day and it just makes you reach a point. Or it could be some major event. You see something in the news, something you hear from a family or friend. So thank you everyone for joining today. Have a really lovely day ahead. We'll wrap it up now by putting on the bandhan, raising the kundalini and putting on the bandhan. And we'll also play some music after this. So if you wish to continue to meditate, you don't have to do the bandhan yet. You be your own master. You see what you're feeling at the moment. If you're enjoying the vibes. And we'll see you around next time as well. So have a good night.